Okay, so now seems like a good time to have a little word on the topic of copyright. Now, when people start to write, they're quite often worried, what if somebody else rips off my music? Or what if I accidentally rip off something that somebody else has written, sort of unthinkingly? Now, copyright laws will depend on the country that you're based in, so what I'm going to say is very much based on UK law, because that's where I'm signed to a publisher. In the UK, you would have to rip off about 8 bars of something, either the lyrics or the melody. You can't copyright a chord sequence because basically Bach has used them all. Um, Before it's considered copyright infringement. And actually, although there's been some high profile cases in the news of recent years, copyright infringement is actually very rare. Now, if you had written a tune and a month or so later you hear somebody else has written a tune and it sounds a bit like yours and you decide you think your copyright's been infringed, you would actually have to prove that that person had heard your song in order to make a case against them. And that's actually very difficult to do and very rare. So a sensible thing to do to prove your own copyright, although I don't think it's something you need to overly worry about, is to sign up with a PRO, Performance Performance Rights Organisation. So the PRO in the UK is called PRS, prsformusic.com. In the Republic of Ireland, there's an organisation called IMRO, and in America, there's CSAC, ASCAP and BMI. Now, that's not sort of a legal thing just to protect your copyright, but it's a sensible thing to do because then you will be paid royalties, and royalties come from copyright. Basically, rights are what make us money in music. So if you sign up with a PRO, every time you play your own music live, you can make a claim for some payment. And PRS, if you play a small venue, it's about £6 per gig, no matter how many of your own songs you do. And if you play at, say, a festival or a large venue, you get a certain proportion of the ticket sales. So it's very much worth doing that. And also you'll have the date that you registered the song. And if you put your music online on SoundCloud or YouTube or Spotify, you'll have the date that you registered your music on there. But I would generally say don't worry too much about your songs being ripped off. The other kind of element of worrying that maybe you've ripped off something that belongs to somebody else, perhaps you have used the odd chord progression there that you've heard somewhere else, or a series of notes. It's going to be quite obvious a few weeks later when you play it back if it sounds very like something else, and at that point you would have to tweak it. But it is actually exceptionally rare. So I hope that's maybe put to rest some of your fears on the point of copyright.